assistant professor in physics, Government First Aid College, Siriguppa. Today's my chapter is interference of light. So now I will discuss about the topic such as Newton's rings experiment. Then how the radius of curvature of a plano-convex lens that can be determined with the help of this experiment. What is the principle of the experiment? Then what about the arrangement of the experiment? Then procedure of the experiment? Then which formula we have used to determine the radius of curvature of plano-convex lens, and so on. Then what is the aim of the Newton's rings experiment? So the aim of the experiment is to determine the radius of curvature of the given plano-convex lens. Then the apparatus or equipments required for this experiment is so-called their apparatus required. They are plano-convex lens, optically plane glass plate, traveling microscope, stand with a turnable glass table, then sodium vapor lamp. So these are the experimental, that means equipments are required for a set of Newton's rings experiment for the determination of a radius of curvature of plano-convex lens. So now you see the Newton's rings setup, the arrangement of the experiment. Usually the experiment which consists of a sodium vapor lamp and then the inclined glass plate, then the plano-convex lens is placed on the plane glass plate such that its curved surface is in contact with the glass plate, and then the whole thing which can be viewed with the help of a traveling microscope. So here the system Newton's ring set, which consists of a glass plate above which a plano-convex lens which is placed such that its curvature, that means a curved surface, is in contact with the plane glass plate. The air film which formed between the lower surface of the lens and the upper surface of the glass plate. As we move from the center towards the edge of a lens, the thickness of the air film goes on increases. So called the air film will be formed between the lens and the plane glass plate. Then an inclined turnable glass plate is placed at a certain height from the Newton's ring set, which can be inclined at an angle of 44 degrees. So then the source is placed in front of that inclined glass plate. Then the microscope is placed above the system. The monochromatic light from the sodium vapor lamp, it is a source of yellow color light, is made to pass through a convex lens, where the convex lens which is placed at the principal plane of the, that means the sodium vapor source, which is placed at the principal plane of the convex lens. The diverging beam of the light from the sodium vapor lamp is made to incident on a convex lens. Then we will get the parallel beam of light. The parallel beam of light, that means a plane wavefront, is made to incident on an inclined glass plate, where the glass plate which can be adjusted such that the parallel beam of light which gets reflected and travels vertically downwards and is made to incident on the plano-convex lens. That means incident on the Newton's rings setup. And then the incident beam of light which undergoes multiple reflections. When the beam of light reflects from the glass plate is made to incident on the upper surface of the air film, where part of light gets reflected and part of light gets transmitted. Again, the transmitted light which is incident on the lower surface of the air film, where again the incident light which undergoes the reflection and refraction, where the part of light gets reflected. The ray of light are reflected from the upper surface of the air film, and ray of light are reflected from the lower surface of the air film. Both they derived from a single incident ray. So they have same frequency, same amplitude, constant phase difference. They get superposed such that forming an interference pattern. So, when the interference pattern, if we view through the microscope, then we can observe the alternating dark and bright rings, so-called Newton's rings. That means the Newton's rings can be obtained with the help of this experimental setup, so-called Newton's ring setup. So you see that Newton's rings which are formed, which consists of alternating bright and dark rings with the central dark spot. So as we move from the center, the rings, they are very close to each other. So this is what about the pattern of Newton's rings which are obtained in case of Newton's rings experiment setup. Then what about the procedure? Look here. The plano-convex lens, the optically plane glass plate, and the tilting glass plate, so-called inclined glass plate or turnable glass plate, are wiped clean with the soft cloth. And the plane glass plate is placed in the stand below the tilting glass plate. Then the lens is placed on the glass plate, resting on its curved surfaces. That means the curved surface of a convex lens, a plano-convex lens, which is in contact with the glass plate. The stand is then placed below the objective of the microscope of the traveling microscope, such that the axis of the microscope is through the center of the lens. when viewed from the top, so called the experimental arrangement. Then the sodium maple lamp is switched on. The traveling microscope unit is positioned properly to receive the light straight to the tinting glass plate. The orientation of the tinting glass plate is changed slowly such that its upper part makes an angle of 44 degrees with respect to the direction of incident light, at which the time the field of view suddenly becomes bright in the microscope. Maximum brightness is obtained by fine adjustments of the microscope. So then the microscope is moved down to get the objective just above the tinting glass plate, and then while looking through the eyepiece, it is moved upwards by operating the rack and pinion screw at a certain height. The bright patch of light modifies itself into a series of alternating bright and dark fringes. So the bright patch of light modifies itself into a series of alternating bright and dark rings. By operating the head scale drum, the intersection of the crosswire is made to coincide with the center of the ring. A system which is a dark patch. So when a microscope, if it is moved downwards to the objective just above the tinting glass plate, say turnable glass plate, and then while looking through the eyepiece, then the microscope is slowly moved upwards with the help of a rack and screw system. At a certain height, the bright patch of the light, which modifies itself into a series of alternating bright and dark fringes with a dark central spot. So by operating the head scale drum, the intersections of crosswire, so it can be made to coincide with the center of the ring system, which is a dark patch. Then the eyepiece is rotated to make one of the crosswire align that is set perpendicular to it is the longitudinal crosswire. Then by rotating the head scale drum, the crosswire are moved towards the left from the center, while counting the ordinal number of only the dark fringes till the 16th dark ring is reached. So when a eyepiece is rotated such that the crosswires they are mutually perpendicular to each other, the center of the crosswire is made to coincide with the central dark patch exactly. With the help of a head scale drum, the crosswire, that means by rotating the head scale drum, the crosswire which can be moved towards the left. So while counting the ordinal number of only the dark rings till the 16th dark ring is reached. That means where the crosswire of the microscope which can be coincide with the 16th ring of the pattern or Newton's rings. So now reversing the direction of rotation, The readings of the travel microscope are noted starting from the 12th ring up to second ring for every alternating dark ring has. So, and when the longitudinal crosswire becomes tangential to the cursor rings and entered in the LHS reading column, still continuing further. Then after crossing the central dark patch, the readings of the trigonometric microscope are noted in the same way from second ring onwards up to the 12th ring towards right. For every alternating dark ring has, and when the longitudinal crosswire becomes tangential to the cursor rings and enter in the LHS readings column. So first, the microscope which can be adjusted till we will get the alternating bright and dark rings in the field of view. And then the further, the head scale drum which can be moved slowly such that the crosswire which moves towards left. So until the 16th dark ring. Again the head scale drum which can be reversed. Then the crosswire which moves in the opposite direction. Then coincide the crosswire, say longitudinal crosswire with the 12th ring. So the crosswire which is the tangential to the 12th ring. Then note down the corresponding MSR reading CVD and then calculate about the total reading TR is equal to MSR plus CVD into LC. So further, the head scale drum which can be moved such that you can take the readings for alternating dark rings. Say 12th ring, 10th ring, 8th ring, 6th ring, 4th, then 2nd ring towards left. Again, the head scale drum which can be moved towards right. Again coinciding the crossover with the second ring. Then you can take the corresponding MSR reading CVD. Then you calculate what about the total reading TR is equal to MSR plus CVD into LC. So then further you can take the readings for alternating dark rings. Say 4th ring, 6th ring, 8th ring, 10th ring, then 12th ring. Then take the corresponding MSR readings as CVD and then calculate the total reading for each case. So still counting further and after crossing the central dark patch, readings of the TM are noted in the same way from the second ring onwards up to the 12th ring. The readings are entered in the RHS readings column from the second ring to the 12th ring, that is in the back track order in the tabular column. The diameters DM and DN and also the squares are found for various rings. For 3 pairs of ordinal numbers which satisfy m minus n is equal to 6, the value of dm square minus dn square is evaluated and you can take the mean of those things. The radius of curvature of lens is then evaluated by using the equation r is equal to dm square minus dn square by 4 into m minus n into lambda, where lambda is equal to 5893 into 10 power of minus 10 meter, 5893 angstrom. Then by substituting all those values in the above expression, then determine, that means calculate, what about the radius of curvature of the given plano convex lens. Then the result, right here, the radius of curvature of the given plano convex lens is found to be so something. What you get your, that means the value in your experiment right there. Then a formula we have used. Already I said earlier. So R is equal to dm square minus dn square by 4 into m minus n into lambda, where R is the radius of curvature of the plane of convex lens. M and n are ordinal numbers of any two different rings. Dm is the diameter of the nth ring. Dn is the diameter of the nth ring. Lambda is the wavelength of sodium light used. So its value is 5193 into 10 power of minus 10 meter. So then determine. So before starting the experiment, we should find the least count of the tall microscope. So value of 1 MST, least count of tall microscope is equal to value of 1 MST by total number of VST. Value of 1 MST, value of 1 main scale division. Then the total number of VST 1 scale divisions. Using the value of 1 MST, that must be equal to 1 by 20, because the 1 centimeter of the main scale which consists of 20 divisions. Then the value of 1 division, that must be equal to 1 by 20 centimeter. Then the total number of VSD 1 scale divisions are 50. So by substituting in the above equation, 1 by 20 by 50, which is equal to 1 by 1000, which is equal to 0.001 centimeter. So the least count of the traveling microscope. Then the total reading which can be determined with the help of this equation. Say TR is equal to MSR plus CVD into LC. MSR main scale reading, CVD coinciding 1 scale reading, then LC a least count. So this is the tabular column usually we have used in this experiment. So the tabular column which consists of, look here, a ring, first column, a ring ordinal number, then readings of traveling microscope, a left hand side and then the further right hand side. So then MSR reading, CVD, then total reading for R1 for left hand side. Then for right hand side MSR, CVD, then R2 total reading. Then entering all those values in this tabular column. Then the ring diameter, so which can be determined. So dm is equal to R2 difference R1, right there. Then squaring all those things, say dm square, that means 12 dm square for 12th ring, dm square for 10th ring, dm square for 8th ring. So similarly for the rings, say 6, 4, 2, reading of traveling microscope, again left hand side, then the right hand side, you can take MSR, CVD, then calculate about R3, total reading, then again towards the right side, MSR, CVD, then R4, then the ring diameter of the ring R6th, then the diameter of the ring 4th, then the 4th ring, then the diameter of the second ring. How that can be determined with the help of this expression D, n is equal to R4 difference R3. Then squaring all those things. Then dn square for 6th ring, dn square for 4th ring, dn square for 2nd ring. So this is what about the tabular column we have used for the determination of diameter of the rings with the help of traveling microscope. So then the last step of the tabular column, say first column that indicates a ring ordinal number, say M12 tan 8. So you can take the corresponding dm square, diameter square for 12th ring, diameter square for 10th ring, diameter square for 8th ring, then right here. Then similarly for ring ordinal number n, so 6th ring, 4th ring and 2nd ring. Then you can take the corresponding diameter, so dn square. Then you can take the difference of dm square and dn square. That means the difference between the 6th and the 12th ring, difference between the 4th and the 10th rings, the difference between 2nd and the 8th rings. Then write in the last tabular column, dm square minus dn square for every 6th rings difference. Every difference of 6th. Say 12 minus 6, 6, 10 minus 4, 6, 8 minus 2, 6. What we will get in the last tabular column? Dm square minus dn square, that is what for the difference for 6th rings. And then you can take the mean of all those values. So mean dm square minus dn square is equal to say right in terms of centimeter square. So this is also same thing, ith, ordinal number and all those things. So then further, a calculation. So how that can be calculated? Lambda is equal to 5,193 into 10 4 of minus 10 meter. Measured value is dm square minus dn square is equal to, so into 10 4 of minus 10 meter square, so something. Then m minus 1, the difference between m and n, that must be equal to 6. Therefore, the radius of curvature of the given plane of convex lens, which can be determined with the help of the expression r is equal to dm square minus dn square by 4 into m minus n into lambda, so which can be expressed in terms of meter. So finally the result which can be right here. So the radius of the curvature of the given plane of convex lens is found to be. So what we get in this experiment right here. So this is the result of the experiment. So in this class we discussed about some Newton's rings, what about the operators required, what about the aim of the experiment, then the experimental arrangement, then the procedure of the experiment, then the tabular column, then the formula we have used to determine the radius of curvature of plane of convex lens, and so on. Thank you.